How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I know I always say that. But hey, how's it going? Today we are going to be working on another turntable. Yay! Yay! This is a studio standard by Fisher. This is an MT-6420. This is another direct drive semi-automatic stereo turntable. Hinges are good on it, which is normally these get broke up in here on just about all these turntables, just like mine on my Panasonic. Lid's good. Got some scratches, but I think this one's going to clean up. Haven't done anything with this one. Before we even test it, we're going to take the bottom off of it and service it. I do know it needs a new stylus. And looky there. We have a new one. So we're going to put a new stylus on it. And it is missing one of the isolation foot. I found them. Haven't ordered them yet because we need to see if it's going to work first before we put any more money into it. I know I have to have a needle, and that needle fits other turntables anyway, so I wasn't worried about that. The one that's on it is completely trashed. We can't do nothing with it. So we have to put a new stylus on it even to get it to see if it'll work, because I'm not destroying any of my vinyl. Just your standard. This is a 4533. This one you can actually adjust the speeds. You can, if it sounds off, you can speed it up or slow it down, or speed it up, slow it down. I'm not sure, but I know there's here we can I think this lights up and whatever, we'll find out, but I know you can adjust the speed on it, so if it sounds like it's dragging a little bit, you can speed it up a little bit or slow it down. If it sounds like everybody's been inhaling helium, so we could turn it down, but we don't want them to sound like bullfrogs either. Pretty basic. There's nothing a whole lot special about this one. I mean, it's just it's a decent turntable. Fisher at the time was pretty decent. It's not a Techniques or top of the line. Fisher was at the time, if you ask me, other people will say different. This was kind of the middle of the road equipment was Fisher. I love Fisher speakers. In fact, that's what I listen to all the time. Is I think I have 3 or 4 big sets of Fisher speakers. I really like the sound of them. The set that I have here didn't have the grill on them. They were trashed. So they just sit there without the grill. And they sound excellent. But Fisher, let's get a little bit of history on Fisher. Let's get a history lesson, if anybody wants a history lesson. This is a Wikipedia. Fisher Electronics was an American audio equipment manufacturer founded in 1945 by Avery Fisher in New York City, New York. Originally named the Fisher Radio Corporation, the company is considered a pioneer in high-fidelity audio equipment. Fisher initially developed, manufactured, marketed high-performance audio products under the trade name The Fisher. I thought that was one of them little furry critters that runs around my place. Anyway, okay. In February 1969, Emerson Electric announced plans to purchase Fisher Radio. To purchase Fisher, Emerson initially agreed to exchange 736,000 shares in a transaction worth approximately $75 million. Emerson later agreed to pay approximately $37 million in stock to acquire Fisher. Okay, and that was back in '69. God, that's a lot of money for '69. Wonder what that would be in today's money. And that would have to be close to $1 billion, you think? Maybe? Could be? Okay. The purchase was completed later that year. Emerson subsequently sold Fisher to Sanyo Electric of Japan in 1975. And then in 2000, Fisher entire product lineup was rebranded as Sanyo. Upon the acquisition of Sanyo by Panasonic in 2011, Sanyo's product lineup was in turn rebranded as Panasonic. Avery Fisher remained as a consultant for Emerson and Sanyo. Fisher is generally known to be the first company to introduce separate audio components. Originally, hi-fi systems were integrated all in one chassis. But like I said, Fisher was kind of the pioneer of the component systems, if you didn't know that. The Fisher was brand named for high-end, high-quality, hi-fi electronic equipment manufactured in New York by the Fisher Radio Company during the golden age of vacuum tube, which was named after the company founder, Avery Fisher. Pretty cool. You know, they feel, in Wikipedia anyway, Fisher Electronics was more of a high-end, you know. That's why I said, to me, Fisher was more of the kind of the middle of the road. We don't know what year this is. If we can find a year on it, factory CE. If we can find a year on it, we can tell when it was. Who made it at the time. Let's get it turned around here. I think there's a tag. Tag here, Fisher model MT-6420 parentheses C stereo turntable. Fisher Corporation 21-3, okay, California, made in Japan. Okay, so that one was made in Japan. So, let's go back over here. If it was made in Japan, it was sold Fisher to Sanyo Electric of Japan in 1975. And then in 2000, Fisher entire product line rebranded Sanyo. Okay, so our turntable is actually a Sanyo. This one is after it was sold to Sanyo. Pretty neat. But first thing we need to do, before we even hook this up and test it, oh, by the way, we do have the little 45 adapter. Is that a cut? No, those aren't cuts. That's just a mark. We need to service this and check everything on inside. Make sure it's not all gummy and gooey and have some of them funky stuff all over it. And clean it up and re-grease a few spots. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip it over and take its bottom off. I'll get you set up and we'll get the bottom off this and take a peek on the inside. Alright, let's get the bottom off of this. Let me get that out of there first. I think I know the map will come off. Put that over there. Alright, let's get the bottom off of this. If you hear something going on in the background, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's a 360 I have running over there that I had to clean. It was overheating a little bit, and it overheated and shut down on me once, so I tore it apart and cleaned it. And I have Mortal Kombat on there now, just playing, and actually need to put it in gameplay to really put some stress on it. In a track mode, you can kind of tell if it's gonna play, but you really need to get the video card or chip working to really get some heat into it. So I'll probably play Mortal Kombat, or I hate Mortal Kombat. I suck at it, so I don't play it. I don't have time to play anything. To tell you the truth, I have a ton of game systems. I don't know, is that part of the motor? Nope. Alright, cool. Oh, it looks like that got kind of... Oh, that's just from the screw. I see those feet. Those isolation feet yeah, the isolation feet. The isolation foot goes up through with a little screw and a nut. That one, that's the one. Oh, that's not the one. Where's the one that's missing? There. This is the one that's missing right here. And the screw and nut are still on it, so and you can still see the guts. That got ripped off. Ripped off? Yeah, somebody ripped it off. That little thing on the bottom is your housing that covers your transformer and protects it a little bit. Okay. I see some nasty stuff. Let me get you down. And you can see there's grease, but it's, you know, ugly looking, but that's just the grease, and it's not gummed up. But we are still gonna clean it all up. We'll take alcohol and we're gonna clean up all the grease off of it, and then we're gonna reapply some new grease. It looks like I need to take that little shield off so we can see what's under it. Here's our motor. That's for our turntable, for the platter. And no, not the platters. That's our eject. Alright, so let's take that shield off. Up here. Hopefully that's just one screw holding that shield and not holding anything else. Yep. Okay. That little guard there. Everything seems to be in pretty good shape. Doesn't look like it's been abused too much. We got one fuse right here. We'll get our meter and check it. Cap, same thing. See if we have a problem with power, we can rebuild it and change our caps. This should be the little power supply right in here. That should be a voltage regulator. And our two caps should be your filters to steady our power. Should be 12 volt. Most of this stuff is 12 volt from what I have found. I don't see any name on anything. You know, just kind of curious to see if, even though it's Fisher, and this is the time when Sanyo owned Fisher, if there was anything in here that was marked, you know, Sanyo or whatever. But oh, not a ting. Alright, so I'm gonna stop right here for a second while I get everything all rounded up that we need. Get our alcohol, and grease is already over here, but let me get my alcohol all rounded up and everything so we can get this stuff cleaned up and get her serviced, so we know when we do try it out that everything is serviced under here and cleaned and ready to go. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and test that fuse. I'm sure it should be a 200 milliamp. Yeah, we know it. The fuse is good. Gonna have a little bit of resistance through it because of it being a fuse. And I can see there that it is 200 milliamp, so we're good there. What I have found on a lot of these turntables, cassette decks, and anything with kind of a mechanical part to it, is a lot of times that what happens is they get gummed up from sitting. I mean, we're back to people buying vinyl, and they like vinyl again. Even the younger crowd are finding out that they like that vinyl sounds so much better than CDs or digital. It's a lot warmer, I guess. I don't know, to me it does. They sound a heck of a lot better. Vinyl just sounds a lot better than the digital. Digital to me is a little tinty. You know, and I might be full of dog yogurt, but I just like the sound of vinyl a heck of a lot more than digital. But yeah, what happens is they just get gummed up from sitting around, you know, not being used. The more you use this stuff, you know, the better it works, because it keeps everything moving and lubed. When stuff sits, grease has a tendency to get gummy. You know, it gets full of dirt. It gets dirt in it, and some grease seems to have a wax base to it, or a paraffin, I should say. And that paraffin over time hardens up. I don't know if any of you have been around long enough, or have heard anybody complaining about Quaker State oil. You know, they always claim, the Quaker State, you know, your car will last and go 200,000 miles, you know, with no noise or anything like that. Well, if you've ever taken a motor apart that used nothing but Quaker State, you'll know what I'm talking about as far as it being full of wax. The paraffin, after a while, like I said, it coagulates or hardens, and it gets really stiff. And this is kind of the same thing. You know, I know they don't use Quaker State, but it does get hard. Alright, what else do we got here? Got that. Need to flip it over then, and we'll put a little bit of grease on that top. On that top gear. And that's what actually runs the, I think that's what trips the, the tone arm in that. Let's see, yeah, we'll be alright. Nothing's gonna... Can you see up there in the shitty seats? I can't get anything down in there. But I can get us a little... I'm not going to get carried away here. I just want to put a little bit on these gears, and as they turn, it'll disperse all the grease all the way around the big gear there. But this one was in pretty good shape as far as grease wise. Everything seemed to be still pretty soft. I didn't find anything here that was really gummed up. So this one probably would have worked without servicing it, but I feel better servicing it, so I know that's one thing that we don't have to worry about. Let's get this little oh shit, of course. Okay. Got lucky. Dropped right at my foot. It's always the worst. Yes. Parts flying. Alright. Now when I put this on, I am not going to put every stinking screw in. For the simple fact, where'd that little one go? For the simple fact is, if it works, I will order the isolation feet, and we will put those on. So I'm just going to kind of go along around here, and we're going to put in, let's see, we got, I'll put a couple more in, what the hell. Not too hard to get to, so. I think that little one went there. Nope, that little one doesn't. Where the hell did that little one come from? Up front? Yep. Nope. Alright. We'll put one in this corner here. Before I get that, put everything on the top of it, let's get her hooked up. Check our wires here. Yeah, on our left and our right, and got our good ground, and looks like our no kitty cords on it, so looks like we're in good shape. Hook this up to my receiver. By the way, my receiver I use is a Realistic. Another oldie. That's Realistic's Radio Shack. If you didn't know that. There was a lot of Realistic stuff that was really good stuff too. Another one that I don't know if you would say is it's not high quality, it's just a good middle of the road. Good middle of the road. Let's take the lid off of it. I see I need to clean that all up. Put our platter on our nice rubber mat, and remove the lock anyway off the tone arm so I can get at it, and we'll put a new needle on it. Needle, stylus, whatever. Let's see if we can get into this thing. I think it might be smarter than me. There we are. And if you've never... God, come on. You've never changed these are one of the most simplest cartridges to change, a Stylus. They just unplug. You have a little goofy plug. I know you can't see it, but that one, the needle's totally gone. Actually, it's broke off. I'll show you the difference. You can see how much longer that one is. That one actually has the needle out on the end, where this one's totally broke off. Same thing, it just plugs in, just slides right in there. so. Alright, we're on 33. Let me grab an album. I know we can't listen to it because of copyright, but I always change, or always let you hear what it sounds like. I play a record after every time I fix one of these, just to let you see that they are working. It's always a separate video because of copyright. Lift that up. Let's see, that didn't come up. Might be a little gummy in there. So we'll take this over. See if the eject works. Set it down, and it sets it down. Cool. Do believe we have another good one. Now I'll play this album for a while, and I'll make sure everything's working. Like I said, it's hard for me to do it, you know, with the camera running because of copyright, but at least I can I'll check it and make sure everything's okay and listen to it for a while, make sure it's going to play okay. Alright, here's what I found out. Plays records fine, but the speed controls here are kind of wonky. A lot of times it's either all or nothing. You know, if you needed to speed it up a little bit, it would go too far, slow it down too much, or it would, like I said, it was all or nothing. So we are going to see if we can't clean these potentiometers. I don't know if I can get in them anywhere, but when you moved them, it would either speed it up all the way, or as soon as you moved it back a little bit, it would slow down real quick. You know, there was no real way of adjusting them, and I'm sure they're just dirty. And I think we can get in the bottom in here. Let me get you in a little closer. There we go. You can see that you can get into the potentiometer here, right back by the contacts. And what we're going to do is I am going to fill them up with contact cleaner. And then we're going to race them around. Ow. And my contact cleaner just found a cut on my finger. Hopefully we can get these cleaned up. I mean, you could get them adjusted where they needed to be, as far as, you know, enough speed or slow it down enough to where that didn't sound like they were inhaling helium. sound like a bullfrog. You could get them where it would sound right, but I would like to have them where they will adjust a little bit better. And same thing, they just get full of dirt. Oopsie. They just get full of dirt. Get gummed up, the contacts get a little greasy, a little dirty. And if you can, usually if you can get contact cleaner in them, you can get them to work like they should. Because, you know, and get it worked around real good. Everything else was working. Our speed selection was working, so we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully we can get them cleaned up enough. I mean, these are mounted on a circuit board. I mean, I know they could be changed if they needed to be changed. Just, and I'm sure finding them, I'm sure it's probably pretty common potentiometer. Yeah, 2K ohm, 2000 ohm. You know, so I know that those can be found and replaced. All I'm doing here is just moving them back and forth as much as I can to work the contact cleaner all through it and all over the contacts. And you erase it back and forth. You can usually wipe the dirt and everything will wipe off of them. And you can get them cleaned up just from not being used. Alright, now I'm gonna I gotta let that sit and dry out before we get it put back together. So I will go find something else to do while we let them dry out. Yeah, let them dry out. Now we need to get this all put back together and try it. I think that screw needs to go underneath. I don't know if you can't see anyway. That one screw here that that should take care of it. That should remedy our problem. Most of the time they just get a lot of dirt in them, and then they don't want to work like they should. Alright. I'll get that bottom put back on it. And then we'll be ready to test it out again. And see, that's another reason why I don't put all the screws in it the first time, because you never know. You have to get back in there. You don't have to take out 50 screws again. You can just take out a couple, and 4 of them, and get it taken care of. Same thing, I'll only put 4 in. Dang it, I had that locked down. And what we got? Okay, the lift does work. It just, I didn't think it went up high enough, but it does. Yep. Thought I was done. Okay, have it on 45. That's better. Yep, it's working now. Hell yeah! Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim there. If so, I can cut that out. But okay, now I'll test it off camera to make sure it's okay, and then we'll come back, and hopefully if everything's okay, we can get this thing all cleaned up. Okay, you can adjust your speed now. You can see the light is steady. If you're too fast, it'll be flickering and moving clockwise, and if it's too slow, it'll be moving counterclockwise. So what you want to do is you just want to adjust your speed until that light is steady. And now you're at the right speed. So we got this pretty well straightened out. Everything seems to be working on it. I'll go ahead and get the feet ordered for it, and it'll be done. Need to clean it up first. Let's get this thing cleaned up, and that way we can get it finished up for the day. Alright, let's see if we can't get this cleaned up a bit. try not to use too much, but you know, you got to use enough to get it clean. Clean, clean, clean. Alright, there she is, all cleaned up and ready to go. This is our Fisher MT-6420 direct drive studio standard. You can see it. It's cleaned up nice. And it plays good too. And if you want, the next short video that I post will be this record player, this turntable playing, so you can actually see that it works. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and if you like these types of videos, please give me a thumbs up and tell me that you want to see more videos like this. So until next time, see ya.